Gon and Killua.
Are not in
You
this
gotta get the
chapter.
drop.
Hunter.
They're never coming back to the series because
Probably
it's gonna go
never.
on hiatus again for another 8 years.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You never know. They'll pop up on the boat. This is Hunter x Hunter chapter 398. We're getting close to the big 400. But Hunter x Hunter chapter 398, Search. Last we left off, we see that we had like a flashback, a full blown flashback, and now we're just back in the present time. We're just plopped back, where we're back in the succession battle arc where the Phantom Troop or members of the Phantom Troop, Finks, Nobunaga, and Phaeton
Nobunaga.
are hunting for the Heil-Ly, which is one of the factions that lie upon this ship and is causing a lot of mayhem and a lot of trouble for the other two Kaken Mafia people. So there's just like a big old turf war happening, trying to snuff out the Heil-Ly before they cause enough trouble that it would give the higher ups an excuse to come down and pretty much slaughter all of them with impunity. So they enlist the Phantom Troop to help do that. They've basically been weaving their way through these Heil-Ly traps that have been set by the members of the Heil-Ly, using one of their own to try and guide them through that, take the hit if anything. And so far they haven't come into many traps. They see there's a big explanation about this trap door and all that stuff. So far they haven't fallen into one yet, and they keep going through doors to try and figure out where exactly the trap is. The guy gets a chance to escape, but Phaeton cuts him off pretty quickly and is like, you thought you had this, didn't you? You thought you were going to run away. And he tells them, he basically threatens him to come back before he chops off one of his ears.
Right or left?
Yep. And this guy comes back and he goes through the door, but then he disappears. And they're like, oh shit, it triggered without the old man. So he says that there doesn't seem to be any auxiliary props. It's not a barrier, but a landmine. So it's not like a wall necessarily, but there's an activation switch that exists in this area that starts off the Nen trap that teleports the intruder somewhere else. So yeah. So yeah, now that they know kind of what the deal is with this particular trap, they just got to find out more information. So they grab another one of their guys and just shoves them through. And from then they learn that it's not a single use trap. It's just there and it's a multi-use. So it goes off a number of times. And before the Phantom Troop decides that one of them should go through the portal and figure out what's going on there, we have the underbosses of the GU and the Cha'ar come by and be like, wait, we might be able to find out where their home base is if you just hear me out. And basically the plan is that they're going to activate the trap while wearing a homing device, and that way they'll know exactly where they teleported to, so they won't have to fall into this trap in order to arrive at the Heil-Ly headquarters. And the way they do that is that they use Hinrig's ability to turn technology into animals and turns a transmitter into an oyster. And
Why an oyster out of everything else? I have no idea.
I don't know either. I guess it's a raw like thing you can eat, but you could have turned into a vegetable, I guess. Oh no, wait, he couldn't have. It's not an animal. I guess it's a raw animal you could eat and not die. But yeah. So they basically explained that like whoever decides to go through the portal will swallow this hole, and we'll basically have a transmitter inside of them. and once the person goes to the door, they'll immediately know where the room is on the boat, and they can go right to them. So Henrig takes the bullet. He eats the oyster, steps through the portal, and arrives at the Heil-Ly headquarters where they arrived, where the Heil-Ly have teleported everyone to. He's like, "Wait, there's nobody here." And he looks around. There's fresh blood everywhere, but they must have interrogated all the ones who came before, and then realized that we were on our way. And in that particular moment, that's exactly when Nobunaga shows up, having used the homing device to figure out where he is exactly. Um, Pretty cool. Oh, I think he goes to the portal as well. That's why he gets there so quickly.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, he does.
yeah,
He says he's gonna join him.
yeah. And he
You know,
realizes that,
try.
he realizes that this isn't a setup, although Nobunaga never really thought that Henrik was setting him up, but he was like, uh, I never thought that, but they did. That my boys thought that you were, so they told me to kill you if you came up talking about how you saw us coming or anything like that. Um, so we're cool. I'll learn your name now. By the way, and he's like, it's Henrik. He's like, sorry.
Yo,
He said,
he
I.
was so frank with him. Like, look, I didn't care to hear your name before, but you've been talking a lot of sense and a lot of gangster shit, and that's right up our alley.
Yeah. But yeah, that works. So basically, they're like, what should we do? And he's like, act. And yeah, Nobunaga does, looks for, along the walls. He notices that this is their home base, no doubt about it. Nobunaga tries to take some shots at the wall, but he does not make any cuts because the wall is protected by Nen. Uh, what kind of Nen, they don't know, but, it could be a conjurer, transmuter, it could be a specialist. So, it's hard to destroy, basically. So yeah, the only way out of this place is to start opening all of these doors. So Henrik volunteers to open up all the doors, and there's a shower room, a bathroom, three toilets, basically.
Mm.
So
Not much else.
they don't know what's gonna happen. So they're like, all right, so Henrik is going to go through one of the doors, and he says, I'm sure you'll be able to defend the transmitter even if I die. And yeah, Henrik goes through the door, and that's where the chapter ends. Wow.
Just
Josh,
like that.
what did you think about Hunter x Hunter chapter 398?
So I was a little surprised that they cut directly from the past to now, but at the same time, the way they ended it seemed like a nice little divisional point from where they could come back to it now that they're older. You know what I'm saying? I think we got what we need to get for them in their young age. At that point where they were really small.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever. I was cool. They showed Nobunaga a lot. And he even had him a vagabond moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that means?
The
Somewhat. Not really. In particular, if you go to page 15,
mm-hmm.
you'll know which panel is the vagabond moment.
I don't know.
Bottom left.
Just his face? Oh,
See how
because of his
detailed his
detailed
hair
face?
is? Yes.
Yeah.
Is
Oh.
that not like vagabond?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he decides to super hyper detail Nobunaga's face.
He looks like a Japanese man. That's vagabond.
He does look like a Japanese man. I think that's by intent.
Right. So it's
Vagabond.
vagabond, exactly.
Uh,
Vagabond moment.
yeah. Yeah, that was a vagabond moment, I guess. He does that a couple times this chapter, where he hyper details Nobunaga's face.
No way. He does that more than once.
Maybe there's one. All right, maybe you're right. Maybe he only does it once.
It's rare, bro.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's rare like Lil B.
any other thoughts?
No. Brian, what are your thoughts on Hunter x Hunter, chapter 852?
This was my second.
Yeah.
Really, really close for me. What's the name of this fucking mafia guy? The one who Henrik. He's so fucking cool.
He is.
I didn't expect to enjoy this mafia subplot so much, but it's really fucking cool to see the way the Phantom Troop interact with the outside world. And also, I want to say I called it. I predicted that the backstory would be paused.
Yeah,
after that
that's
chapter.
crazy. I didn't expect it to be paused that abruptly.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I called it. I was like, you know what? Things are getting a little too interesting. They're gonna pause it, and we're gonna keep pushing forward. And I was right, baby.
You were right.
I'm in tuned. I'm in tuned with this series. I know too much.
This is your One Piece.
This is my One Piece. I understand the Nen system better than anybody.
That's true. I don't understand it. That's for sure.
Me. I understand them better than you, Brian.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. What is Nove's Nen affinity then, huh?
What the fuck does that have to do with knowing the Nen system?
Go ahead, tell me. What's his Nen affinity?
What's his Nen affinity, bro? The only thing you had to know about Nen is that there's risk and reward. That's it. Anything can happen in this series.
Wow.
Nobunaga could summon a monster from his sword.
Oh, speaking
as long as he duct tapes his pinky and his ring ring finger together, and he says the alphabet backwards while he fights.
Actually, he's a enhancer he's an enhancer in transmuters, so I don't think that's possible.
But if he puts enough of a restriction on it, he can do it.
I guess.
I have no idea.
I think a lot of people have been saying that there are death flags here.
For who? Nobunaga?
For Nobunaga, yeah.
Damn.
People are saying showing his ability.
No, because of the situation that they put themselves in. They currently are inside the murder room, like the door that they open at the end there. That's the room where they chop up the bodies that they kill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this plan leaves a lot of space for them to be by themselves against and outnumbered for a pretty long time.
True.
Yeah.
Because they could be anywhere on the ship, and who knows how long it's going to take for them to get from point A to point B. You know?
Is it that Nobunaga's truly not scared, or is it more so that he's just ready to die? Is that what it is?
I think he's just not scared at all.
Nobunaga seems like he knows his shit when it comes to Nen. Yeah.
Fighting anybody in
his way? We just don't know his fucking like Nen technique.
Whatever, it's gonna be better than whoever he's fighting against. Like, I guess so.
I don't know.
So. There you go.
The thing about the what is it? The Heil-Ly or is it Char?
No, it's the Heil-Ly.
So the thing about the Heil-Ly is that, even though their Nen techniques, even though their Nen techniques aren't fully developed, they are growing at an exponential rate. And they all are kind of working their Nen abilities together, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they could. The problem with them is that they could, like, Nobunaga could easily be the best Nen user in the room, but it's the combined strength of all these people's Nen abilities that's what makes them dangerous. So, at the end of the day, it might not even matter how good Nobunaga is. These guys are cold-blooded killers. They're literal serial killers who have the coordination of a fucking small military, you know?
Yeah.
So it's dangerous. This is a really dangerous situation for them to be in. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm I'm really interested to see, because this might be the moment we actually get to see Nobunaga's Nen abilities, but it might be too little too late, honestly. Is a really, really scary situation for them.
Yeah.
I have a rebuttal real quick.
Go for it.
I've realized this about, I don't know if this has happened in every arc, but there are just people in Hunter x Hunter. There's so many serial killers in this series. There's so many people who are just like, we're gonna just kill a bunch of people, whatever. You know,
Obvious solution. We kill everyone.
It is unprecedented in this arc. Like the amount, like the whole Heil-Ly, they're all insane.
Yeah.
I want everyone to be clear here that's listening and us three that's talking. People don't go on murdering sprees. It's very rare. Even psychopaths don't do that shit. There really aren't that many. Excuse me. There really aren't that many serial killers out there in the world. Even though Law and Order. Excuse me, damn, the soda keeps making me burp. Even though Law and Order and Criminal Minds and all these fucking shows will have you think that there's all these weirdos out there. It's really not. It's very small amount. So rare. But in Hunter x Hunter, this is where all the Criminal Minds villains come from. They all come from the world of Nen, and then they go to New York or they go to America and they cause cases for the Criminal Minds cast to figure out and suss out and shit and find what are they, unsubs? That's what they call them.
Unsubs.
Listen,
I watched way too much Criminal Minds. It's really depressing.
I've never seen Criminal Minds.
Every single one.
You're
of
not
these
missing
niggas
out.
In the Heil-Ly, all unsubs.
You're not missing out.
It's not that the show's bad. It's just that it's just a constant fucking.
It's bad because
depression.
it's propaganda, but I watched it too.
It's just so sad. There's not a single season where there is a happy episode. Everything is just sad, murder, depression.
Damn.
At some point, like, I didn't even finish the series. I got like to season 7. I was like, okay, so you're just gonna keep being sad, huh?
Yo, at some point in the series,
we're gonna take steps to improve, huh?
And that shit is dramatic, yo.
We're gonna get ourselves by our bootstraps and be less sad, huh? We're not just gonna get over it, swallow our feelings, huh?
Not only are good characters leaving,
gotta work harder.
But also you're getting more sad. Like, what is
gotta push it a little bit more. Gotta take it a little bit further than all the other guys.
Yeah.
You know, when these people say these things, I think they just like. You understand other people exist in the world. You can't be number one all the fucking time. Like that's really how people talk. Like you have to be number one.
The Rock.
You have to push them.
The Rock gets up at 4 a.m. every day to eat a whole bison.
Jocko Wilkins.
Who's Jocko Wilkins?
Is he European?
No, he's like ex Navy SEAL who writes who has a whole book about waking up before the enemy and working out.
How do you know when the enemy wakes up? How do you keep track of that?
Because he's a Navy SEAL. Christian, were you listening or not?
Yeah, but how does he know?
He was a Navy SEAL. Oh my God, do I have to repeat myself?
I guess his intel was that good.
Yo, they wake up at 3 a.m. Man,
he says,
this guy. I don't trust anybody that wakes up that early on purpose. Like that's not for work or something.
Yeah.
Every morning he post at like 4 a.m. He posts like a black and white photo of himself after working out called Aftermath. Really hit the iron today.
Aftermath.
Feeling strong.
Yeah, Aftermath.
Yikes.
It's like an 85-year-old man drenched in sweat.
Stop it. He's 85?
He's really I'm over exaggerating, but he is pretty old.
He's 85.
Anyway, back to Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'll get in my thoughts. I don't know if I think it'll be just like a lot more satisfying if the Phantom Troop just walk through this whole situation very easily. I think
I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Yo.
I think there's a lot more entertainment value in watching them just bulldoze through these guys.
This is the problem. Though. If the reason why I say this is a little more interesting than we last thought is because if they just sent Phaeton, it's not a problem. It's literally not a problem. Nobody is going to be able to beat that guy.
Phaeton does
But
the
Who?
sun, right? That's his thing.
Huh? Yeah,
Who's
like he,
Phaeton again?
Phaeton's
the
the little kid. That's with them.
the short guy with the hair.
Oh, he's the right.
He's
right,
a literal
the
nuke.
Trooksman.
Yeah,
like the. He really, really, really doesn't care. I know.
Nobody's going to be able to fuck with him. But the reason why they put Nobunaga here
Yeah.
is because he's a little bit of a question mark in this sense.
Yeah, at least narratively. I mean, they're all question marks technically to everyone on this boat.
But he's the only one who's cursed. I was going to say curse technique. Whose
close.
Nen ability we don't know.
It's similar. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna die here. Personally, I would like for them to just walk through the Heil-Ly pretty easily.
Maybe this guy dies and then Nobunaga's like, oh, I guess I didn't have to remember your
Damn.
name. I bet it happens like that.
Damn, that's sad.
Nah, he's mad cool though. He really put himself out there and was like, don't worry, I'll tell. He went in there by himself, ready to die. He said, don't worry, if I die, y'all still be able to get the radio signal, so it's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm reading like, bro, how much you get paid to do this? What's your status?
He's the second in command.
Or is that's what it is? That's why he's willing to go that hard?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just that. It's not just that. It's just that the Heil-Ly are such a fucking big threat that if
they have
somebody doesn't do it, then they're all kind of fucked.
The Heil-Ly is wilding right now, and they have to.
They have to nip this problem in the bud as fast as possible before it's too late.
Yo, when he landed in this dirty ass fucking room and got low immediately, he like that's what the show like. He's looking around at everything. Yo, this room is. These guys are literally unsubs. Like I said this already, but bro, they're just murdering people by the masses. Like they're fucking Eevee training in Pokemon or something. Like they're literally grinding for levels, murdering people.
Yeah.
All those people that got fucking teleported, do you see them anywhere?
No, they're dead.
No.
They chopped them up.
Why would they hang out in a place like this?
Because they're part of the crew. They're not in danger.
Well, I don't really have many thoughts. This was actually
look at the floor.
Yeah, the floor.
God forbid they mop.
Yeah, why are these serial killers so disgusting? Poor hygiene. This is the audience voted really good chapter of the week, by the way.
Certified RGs.
That was a good choice.
Certified RGs.
That was a good choice.
It was a pretty close one this week. Well, not really, actually. Never mind about that. It wasn't that close. One Piece was the only real contender for a while. But yeah, it's Hunter x Hunter was by far the best at 56% of the vote. Undead Unluck came in with a couple solid votes at the end there. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter did its thing as per usual. Great series. This was an enjoyable chapter. I'm excited to see what the fuck's gonna happen next because I have no idea. Hopefully Henrik lives. That would be nice.
That would be nice.
But
I doubt to.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? But yeah,
he ate an oyster.
He did eat an oyster.